and Tola.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
A beautiful Thursday morning to you from wherever you listen across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM and it's time for Conversation with Dayo and Tola. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
And I am Tola Teriba. Good morning.
Alright, this is how we do the program. Newspaper review in English from Mondays through Saturdays, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM and broadcasting live on the radio network of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, right here from our Ilia Kede Orita Bashoron studios. And of course, it means we're also live on Agility 92.1 FM, Okyogun 96.3 FM, all over Oyo State, and of course, Southwest, even we enter South. You know, and for feedback channels, gives us opportunity to contact you or to reach you wherever you are across the world. Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM, Twitter @Oluyole FM, and of course, if you prefer, the website www.bcos.tv/listen. We are right there. Mixer, we're also there on mixer.com/Oluyole FM. Check us out wherever you want us to be. We are right there. So once again, you are welcome. It's the 4th day of the 6th month, that's June of the year 2020. Welcome to Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Straight to the papers. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Major headline right here. Another student raped, killed in Oyo. Ikiti Oka defiled. And that's on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. That's a writer. Amnesty asks president to declare rape national emergency. Aisha Buhari seeks speedy action on cases. Tiku Dabiri Eriwa react. Kogi commissioner under investigation for assault, rape, says police. Pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper.
When I saw that headline this morning, if it were possible not to even talk about, I felt so sad seeing the picture of that young lady, 19-year-old. It's also here on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. A 19-year-old raped, killed in Ibadan by suspected armed robbers. On page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. All right, from that we move. Worship centers. JNI says PTF, that's the Presidential Task Force guidelines, difficult. Catholic faults continued closure. It's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
And COVID-19, Oyetola reopens churches and mosques for 2 weeks. Kwara gives conditions as worship centers open tomorrow. Page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay. We have workers protest picketing, asks government to clear 17 billion naira contract debts. That's on page 21 of the Punch newspaper.
The workers are beginning to wake up small to certain things. And our appeal court reserves judgment in Oyo LG's leadership tussle suit. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, and we have suspected herdsmen killed 22 in Benue, southern Kaduna attacks. Pages 7 and 9 of the Punch. This is too much.
Well, and the figures coming from Kaduna, gunmen killed 9, injure others in fresh Kaduna attack.
Wow.
Page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Oilfield bid round. Federal government may generate 3.17 billion naira from fees. That's on page 22 of the Punch newspaper. Oilfield bid round. Federal government may generate 3.17 billion from fees. Hope you have applied for your own oilfield business. That's where money is. Oil money.
Rivers, Osun, Ondo, 2 other states to get a refund of 149 billion spent on federal roads. But there is a warning, federal government won't honor future requests.
That's it.
That's coming from the Federal Executive Council.
That if is a big well, I think those that have been constructed before 2020, they've been warned anyway. If you spend your money, you're on your own. Any other one, but I think the areas will be paid off. And
then we may return to this era of signboards and this saying this road is a federal road.
That's why we didn't fix it. Well, all right. You know what the Lagos Expressway looks like in Ibadan today? From Express, from Challenge till Ojo. Very bad portions. The state government dare not touch it.
Because the money spent may not be recovered.
It's unfortunate. All right. Army arrest 24 bandits in Ondo Forest. Okay. Page 9 of the Punch newspaper.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And also AGF takes over prosecution of Taraba kidnap kingpin Wadume. That's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. Remember that
guy, he has not been sued to court and jailed yet. What had we still doing?
Maybe COVID-19 slowed down the trial. Let's assume.
Okay. All right. We hope so. We just, by now you should have been, at least you should have had his day in court.
No, this one at the end that the AGF is taking over. How they will do the needful.
2 health workers among 5 Ekiti COVID-19 cases. Page 11 of the Punch newspaper. I see why some health workers are running away from. They need to be protected. They deserve to be protected.
And quite a number of them have died. Quite a number of them have become infected. And
exactly. And this is a fresh case right here. 2 health workers among 5. They diagnosed 5 and 2 are already health workers.
And when they protest, we should stop seeing it as politics. Like what a governor said, that they are being politically motivated. Have you addressed the issue they are actually raising?
Talking about their life, yeah, talking politics.
I like 1.1 billion fraud. Court dismisses charges against ex-customs boss Adiku. Page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay. So he gets to work free.
Well, he may not exactly be working free. We understand. According to the story yesterday, it was Diku has refused to appear in court, and they are asking for a withdrawal of the case pending, I guess the prosecutors, pending when they would be able to produce him in court. But I hope the Nigerian factor does not begin to play out again.
Is that not his style? Just refuse to show?
What they are saying is that if he continuously refuses to show that the case may be quashed. That's what the prosecutors want to avoid that. That was what I got from a legal mind yesterday. I don't know.
Most likely. I mean, which is apt anyway, if you ask me. FEC, that's the Federal Executive Council, approves 1.6 billion naira for second Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport's runway. That's on page 22 of the Punch newspaper.
Oluyole should stay away from June primary, says Obaseki. Explains why Visited Tinubu submits APC nomination form, says, I cannot join a PDP. Now, how do you ask the chairman of a party to stay away from primaries involving his political party? Not to be interested.
It's even a state. Anyway, so he can decide that he's coming to vote in his local government, so you can't. Well, what do I know?
I think Governor Baseki is asking for the impossible.
He will come now. He will come and vote. He's a member. Anyway, he's not just the chairman. Whatever. He's also here. Oluyole should not be involved in Edo primary. Baseki, page 17 of the Punch newspaper. And this one is interesting. The gospels on NDDC still on between the minister, the NDDC leadership, and of course the Senate. Akpabio inserted 500 million naira projects in NDDC 2017 budget. Guess who said it? Senate panel.
Oh,
aha! He's coming home. You know, it was the DG of NDDC that attacked Senate.
So Senate is now returning.
Senate is sending it to the minister.
The minister.
You too. You have a hand there. You too. You inserted. I think they should be exposing themselves like this. It's good, but we hope EFCC is looking at all this and not waiting for anything. They should begin to. They don't have immunity now.
But probably, my fear there is that when too many big names become involved, well, maybe something else.
Just that natural death, right?
Yes, on the national scene, and Nigerians simply forget. But that quite a number of things there that Nigerians, typical of Nigerians, we seem to have forgotten about before these things were brought up again by the law courts. The issue of the ex-customs boss, the issue of the kidnap king in Wadube. So if this is going to be swept under the carpet, I'm not saying that's what is going to happen, but probably something big will have to happen again, and Nigerians will stop asking questions
and some other things will happen. You know, we have this selective amnesia for such things. You know, just let that one go. We are talking rape now. Oh yeah, let's focus on rape. 2 weeks from now, you might even forget about the rape thing. Something else will come up, and then wow. God bless Nigeria. All right. Family demands justice over radio presenter's death in church during childbirth. You want details of that story? Yes, pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Family demands justice over radio presenter's death in church during childbirth. These details.
COVID-19 don't transfer responsibility to governors. Enemy president tells federal government. Simply doctors don't trust the governors on certain things.
All right, a midweek update for COVID-19 in Nigeria and across the world. Total confirmed cases stands at 11,000 for Nigeria now. 11,166 total confirmed cases in Nigeria as at today. 11,166 confirmed cases. Total discharged stands at 3,329. Deaths 315. Across the globe, total confirmed cases stands at 6,553,687. Deaths 386,256. Breakdown by states in Nigeria. Lagos as the highest with 5,440. FCT as 763. Kano is coming second actually with 970 cases. Osun as 47 cases. Oyo as 317 cases. Edo 341. Ogun 282. Kwara 111. That's 111. Katsina 371. Bauchi 246. Kaduna 297. Akwa Ibom 45. Delta 106. Ekiti 25. Ondo 33. Enugu 24. Rivers 269. Niger 41. Benue 9. Anambra 12. Borno 296. Jigawa 274. Plateau 109. Bayelsa 21. Kebbi 33, Zamfara 76, Yobe 52, Abia 15, Gombe 169, Sokoto 115, Adamawa 42, Taraba 18, Ebonyi 63, Imo 39, Nasarawa 89, and Kogi 3. Oh, so Kogi is also, fine, really. Well, they came late to the party, but
and they are still trying to deny the obvious. Despite the governor doing a lockdown in a particular local government area, he still says it's because of what the NCDC has insisted, and that's what he's saying.
Actually, I think it's hackers that hack the app, their anti-COVID app. I think it's some hackers hacked the app, so the app is not functioning. That's why he said they have an app. I didn't say, he said they have an app and it's helping them, so maybe the app is faulty. By the way, Cross River is not yet on the table. The Benayade people, our wonderful prof.
And the NTDC doesn't seem to be complaining about them the way they are complaining about Governor Yaya Bello.
Yaya Bello was, there's this Yaya thing about him. But Prof. Ayade too, mind you, he claims a scientist. No, not that he claims, he's a professor of, I think, microbiology. So far, so good.
And that he should know.
All right, so I think NCDC has the final say on such things. So let's leave them to do justice.
COVID-19, 3-year-old test positive in Imo, and we also have some community policing takes off in Lagos as someone who inaugurates operation teams, a new approach to shift focus to proactive law enforcement, IGP. And we have done no more reconciliation with bandits, says Masari. Recall Masari at that time sitting down with the bandits to negotiate and them coming up with a kind of reconciliation process, which was severally criticized. And I think Masari is now beginning to realize that you can't reason with unreasonable people. He actually says it here that the bandits betrayed the people of the region after the reconciliation process to bring about peace to the northwest region. So he says no more reconciliation with bandits. There's a saying, an American saying, that if you give a monkey a cookie, it will ask for a glass of milk.
Yes, now to wash it down. I don't blame them. But talking about the Kogi and Cross River thing, there's this headline here: Kogi accuses federal government NCDC of using compromised machines. Compromised machines.
What does that mean, Dayo?
I don't know, Tola. I have no idea.
Compromised machines.
No idea. No idea.
Obviously something is not right with the machines, and that is why they are compromised.
They need to be made in Kogi for them to do.
Compromised machines.
I wish somebody can call from Kogi. Because it's okay. Well, let's just go on.
Or something happening in Oyo State yesterday, and
brilliant.
Yes, about park managers. They signed an undertaking to adhere strictly by all rules and regulations laid down by a government, that is for the running of parks in the state.
Really?
Now the park managers were led by the chairman of the state motor parks disciplinary committee, Alaji Mukala Lamidi, aka Auxiliary. The ceremony was held at the Ministry of Public Works, Infrastructure and Transportation, and it says that the executive chairman Oyo State Road Transport Management Agency, Mogaji Akinfagbemi, warned that the agency would commence the enforcement of rules and regulations governing their operations, and they charge them to desist from wearing branded clothes other than the new official jackets disputed to them, and desist from printing fake tickets or doing anything that would jeopardize government's image and that amounts to extorting drivers of illegal fees. And we also have at the ceremony, the chairman of the task force on Oyo State Park Management, Prince Oluyole, declared that the introduction of the park management system is to bring an end to all the years of surgery and brigandage and return sanity to the park system. He explained that the whole essence is to seek the cooperation of the park managers, urging them to join hands with government and work together for the upliftment of the state. The State Commissioner for Public Works was also at that ceremony. And one thing that will definitely a takeaway for me from that event is the effort to actually rebrand the park system. Like Prince Oluyole has said, take away Thuggery. Ibadan Transport Union, particularly Oyo State, particularly in the past was particularly notorious for violence, for manipulation by the political class. But obviously you see an administration that is not interested in manipulating the transport unions for any ulterior motive whatever, and they are also been carried along in this park management system. So that is why I believe that these things would work. Was definitely, if they are not also stakeholders and they are being carried along in a mutually acceptable arrangement, you would have seen resistance from the transport unions themselves. Talking about the original transport unions now. So I think for me this is a very robust attempt at all the stakeholders have said, actually restoring sanity to the park system in the state. You no longer have to be afraid when it's election time. You no longer have to be scared of union elections that will and violence will erupt, and you have to stop running out like skelter. You no longer have to be scared of passing through Iwo Road at a certain time of the day or through Olomi at a particular time of the day.
Well, I think it's a good one. For me, the modern parks now to be constructed, Joe, Iwo Road, I think challenge. For me, this is the major talking point in gradually phasing out, thuggery, funny elements amongst the cab drivers. If you check these touts, a good number of them don't even know how to drive. Okay, and they hang around stouts in all these motor parks and all that, causing mayhem.
And they make more money than the transporters themselves.
Why would they drive now when they can make like double or 3 times what the driver that will work from morning till night will make? So it pays them. Okay, so when we begin to have a modern system of ticketing, via the these new parks coming up. I'm not talking of the old parks converted to park. No, I'm not. I'm talking of the fresh ones that will be built. When we have that kind on ground, we will be gradually moving from the old way to the new way. You see, it's not easy to teach an old dog new tricks. That's the truth. Let's face it, because I'm one of those who have criticized all this, the old guys being told to wear new uniform. It's not that easy. Let's face it. Let's be sincere with ourselves.
There's a way,
they can't just wake up in the morning and say we are no longer URW, we are now Park 1. It's not that easy. Let's face it. It took Lagos State a long time to get to where they got to. Some governors had to come in and build modern parks, like you have in Oshodi, like you have in Berger. Okay. So these touts automatically know that they don't fit. You don't need to, you understand? They themselves know that they don't fit. It's no longer their downfall yellow or the Molue. Gradually they face that Molue in Lagos. Some people don't even know what it was, before. So with these new parks in Oyo State, I am of the opinion, I strongly believe that it will really, really help to reduce thuggery. It might not totally stamp it out, but it will seriously reduce it. Because, and if you ask now, Iwo Road is a major hotspot. If you can successfully manage Iwo Road, manage challenge, manage your job, we'll be fine.
And the touts could actually stop being touts when they know that the party is over, and they could be compelled.
They too will either sign up to be drivers or get trained to work in the parks, because they will know there's nowhere you can be hanging around to be drinking shepe and smoking your stuff. There will not be such places any longer.
And imagine the robust revenue that will be accruing to the coffers of the state
now
government.
government can declare that, okay, we made so because it will be, transparent. But as it is right now, let's face it, there's nobody that can really make what is on ground work automatically. You just wake up one day and let's just try and understand with government. That's where I'm going. Those who expect it to just overnight change, they can't happen like that. It will be gradual.
A gradual process.
That's it. And I like the idea of telling them to sign undertaking, so that when you misbehave and they come and nobody will come and say, see, they are attacking or they are,
or they are victimizing us politically.
Thank you. So it's good. I really like it. Let them use their hand to sign.
And those Shekwe people you mentioned, I think it's time to start thinking of getting rid of them. They are a small but big problem.
A major problem, sir. You want to enter commercial town, you see your driver coming in after drinking one pelebe, and the guy, anything can happen on the road. Okay, so we these new parks, to me, see, I'm really looking forward to it personally. I mean, because when you have it, you can control what happens in that park, but not these ones that there are several corners, several shanties. Anything can happen in those locations. But with a new park, things will change. I look forward. It's a very brilliant idea, if you ask me. Let's take some more stories from the Punch News. This is a very sad story from Oyo State yesterday. Another student raped, killed in Oyo. Ekiti Oka defiled. It's trended throughout yesterday. Justice for Barakat. That's the name of the young lady.
Barakat.
Yes. So anybody, I mean, it was something else on social media yesterday. It was something else. I see a picture here. Young lady. Less than a week after a 100-level student of the University of Benin, Waila Omosua, was raped and killed inside a church in Benin City, an 18-year-old student of the Federal College of Animal and Production Technology, More Plantation at Pata Ibadan, Oyo State, has suffered the same fate. The teenager Barakat Bello, who was undertaking the National Diploma Program in Science Laboratory Technology, was reportedly attacked on Monday. Also on Monday, 3 armed men allegedly gang raped the 17-year-old street hawker at the Ojaoba market at Ekiti State. It was gathered that the attack on Barakat took place at her home in the Akinyele area of Ibadan. Initial reports added that a corpse was found near the house. The father of the deceased, Kashimu Elepo, told Sahara reporters that he was not at home when the incident occurred. He stated that the deceased sister was also out of the house when the tragic incident occurred. According to him, the sister found Barakat's body in a pool of her own blood at the back of the house when she returned from Quranic lessons. Elepo said, I was not at home when the incident happened. The victim's younger sister was not at home too. She went for Quranic lessons. But when she returned home, she saw Barakat at the back of the house with deep cuts all over her body. She had been raped and killed. Somebody called me on the phone that I should come home, but he refused to tell me what happened. When I got home, I saw that my daughter had been raped and hacked to death. Another student raped, killed in Ibadan. Ekiti Oka defiled. Amnesty asks Buhari to declare rape a national emergency. Aisha Atiku, Dabiri Erewa, others react. That's on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. And these guys must be apprehended.
I think these things happen because the perpetrators, at the end of the day, seem to know or have a feeling that they would get away with these things.
Very unfortunate.
And I mean, the society itself is not helping matters. You see, rather than pursuing the path of justice vigorously, the society often tries to convince parents and relatives of the victim to let things be, especially if the criminals eventually turn out to be members of that same community or neighborhood. Sometimes such persuasion in a most sickening manner is hinged on the need to avoid stigma. That is why the rape victim survives the ordeal. Now I think it's time for Nigerians, especially mothers and women, to come out and make a very strong statement. And to the parents of the victims, talking about Omozua in Benin, talking about Baraka, talking about that Oka that was defiled in Ekiti. our heart goes out to the parents of these victims. But at the same time, I would want to tell them that even in their grief, they should come out to pursue the path of justice. It's not just about them, it's about the need to prevent these things from happening to others, from happening again. And people, like I said, there was a time I was opportune. I wanted to take up I wanted to do a special report on rape of minors that has become very rampant in our country. And well, in a particular state, I wanted to speak to the chairperson of the House of Assembly Committee in one of the southwest states of the House of Assembly Committee on Women Affairs, and I approached her and I told her, this is what I want to talk to you about, to you, ma'am. She gave a very loud hiss and told me point blank that I don't have anything serious to do that, and is that the kind of thing I want her to start to chairperson House Committee on Women Affairs.
And she's a woman herself. Wow.
One of the southwest states.
Wow. Well, today is the 4th of June, and funny enough, the word funny should not come in here. It's the International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression. Yeah, it's a United Nations special day, and it's stop attacks on children. It's sad reality that in situations where armed conflict break out, it is the most vulnerable members of societies, namely children, who are mostly affected by the consequences of war. The 6 most common violations are recruitment and use of children in war, killing, sexual violence, abduction, attacks on schools and hospitals, and denial of humanitarian access. The 4th of June, which is today, is International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggressions. Back to the newspaper. Well, this one caught my attention, and I think before we go on break, is 7 a.m. destination time, 7:30 a.m. Okay, so we'll take this story from page 14 of the Punch newspaper. Akpabio inserted 500 million naira projects. Wow. In NDTC 2017 budget. Emiko Senate panel said so. The Senate Committee on the Niger Delta Affairs on Wednesday released documents to justify its allegations that the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, requested the inclusion of about 500 million naira worth of projects in the NDDC 2017 budget. The chairman of the Senate panel on the NDDC, Peter Onwaboshi, had last week alleged that Akpabio, who served in the 8th Senate, wrote to seek the leave of the panel to push his constituency project through the Niger Delta Development Commission. Onwaboshi said he granted Akpabio's request as chairman of the Senate committee during the 8th Senate. However, Akpabio, in a press statement on Tuesday, denied these allegations. The National Assembly is currently investigating the Interim Management Committee of the NDDC over alleged reckless spending of 40 billion naira. Wow. Between January and April this year alone. 4 months, that's 10 billion per month. Hey,
that's sad.
Wow,
sad.
Although the Senate set up an ad hoc committee to probe the alleged scam, the NDDC panel members have been accused of corruption by the IMC. The documents indicting Akpabio were released to journalists at National Assembly on Wednesday. Akpabio inserted 500 million naira projects in NDDC 2017 budget. Senate panel says so.
Well, I think the Senate has said that these things should go to the ICPC, the EFCC, and the appropriate security agencies. Let's hope they don't fold their arms and that they do the needful. And
that they're exposing themselves. We have another story. Let's take one other story.
Yes, this one has to do with national security. Armed forces short of manpower funds, says Minister. Minister of Defense Major General Bashir Magashi on Wednesday told the Federal Executive Council, FEC, that the armed forces are short on manpower and funds to perform their statutory functions. He told State House correspondents after the meeting that it was part of the presentation he made to the council in a virtual session presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. He said we spoke about our shortcomings. We talked about manpower shortage and inadequate funding for the Ministry of Defense. We talked about all the operations we have been conducting, the successes and failures of each of the operations, right from Operation Lafia Doli to Operation Tawasi. security and forces short of manpower funds, says Minister.
That sounds...
Well, now you begin to wonder...
Short of funds.
How come down for this is lacking so much at a crucial time like this? Now recall that in unveiling the initial 2020 budget, the armed forces issues of national security surprisingly never got the lion's share of the budget as most Nigerians expected, most especially with violence and bloodletting taking place virtually all across the country. I also recall that even in terms of infrastructure development, the government doesn't seem to be getting its priorities right. Consider again some 27 billion to renovate the National Assembly. And this matter also reminds me of the consistent protest of these foot soldiers who have been at the forefront of the war against Boko Haram. Remember the mutiny at one time when these soldiers came out and said that they were being given poor weapons to work with, they were not being adequately funded, and they also said something about compromise, or people leaking information at the very top hierarchy of the armed forces to the enemy. And at that time, recall that these men, they were seriously dealt with. Some of them were jailed. Definitely. And the armed forces made it look as if they were just troublemakers. But see what is happening now. The minister himself saying they're short of funds.
Well, I'm sure the necessary people know what's right to do, and they should go ahead to do. We'll do for commercial break. We'll go on that break right now. When we're back, the conversation continues. We'll take more stories. Don't go anywhere.
Aware that you can now obtain your certificate of occupancy in just 60 days under the Oyo State Home Owner Status Scheme, OYHOC. Just buy the OYHOC recharge card for 6,000 naira only from the Office of Lands and the local government, LCDA, or at the Secretariat Agodi. Register your application by following instructions on the back of the recharge card, as the PIN number on the recharge card is the application number, and only applications with a vital PIN will be processed. The good news is that CFO processing fee for various types of properties are affordable and can be paid instrumentally. Not only that, your CFO can be used for bank loan or any financial transaction. It is now digitalized, so information on it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. Hurry up! This offer is only available to the 31st of December 2020. For further inquiries, call 0700-696-52637.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM, and it's Conversation with Dayo and Tola. 7:05 a.m. destination time, 7:30 a.m. Are you just tuning in? I am Oladayo. And
I'm Tola Teriba.
Alright, for one, that break we took some stories, a couple of them, but there's this very interesting one too that I'm pretty sure people will like to know. Edo polls, Oluyole sits on direct primaries, writes INEC. I don't like my heading. I think this your own is very interesting.
Yes, this one says Oluyole should stay away from June primaries. That's coming from Governor Obaseki. He cannot stay away at this stage, and with what's on ground, you're asking him to stay away.
Let's take your own. I think it's more interesting, kind of.
All right. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki seeking a fresh ticket of the All Progressive Congress (APC) ahead of the September governorship election, has asked the national chairman of the party, Adams Oshomole, to stay away from the June primaries, where the standard bearer of the party will emerge. The governor alleged that Oshomole as a favored candidate, of course he has to have a favored candidate, to emerge as the standard bearer of the party for the September election. Speaking at the national secretariat of the party on Wednesday after submitting his nomination form, he equally said his visit to the national leader of the party, Senator Bola Tinubu, was a troubleshooting move to ensure that peace returns to the Edo State chapter of the party. He said the reason why I want to see a national leader is that I don't want the party to be torn apart. I'm a man of peace. Oshomole should stay away from June primaries, says Obaseki.
Can he? Will he?
And in troubleshooting, as he tried troubleshooting with Comrade Oshomole, we may be a little bit too late for that. I think he left things too long.
Most likely. All right, it's time to open the phone line for you distinguished listeners to join the conversation. 08055 09850. Why would do that? Worship centers, JNI says PTF guidelines difficult. Catholic faults continued closure. The phone line is open. 08055009850. Seems we have a very first caller here.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Tola and Mr. Dayo. Good morning.
Morning, sir. Nice to have you.
I am Paolo from Kwakayode College.
All right,
Mr.
please go
Fernandez.
ahead, sir.
Thank you. I want to congratulate for introducing this type of program, because we are fighting even open the government. We have to listen to people's opinion, and at the same time, instead of this information, we are going to listen to it. Who don't know you? That I don't know you. At the second, and give me on the issue of this issue model or not issue model. I think politicians should try to be moderate to what they are doing. If you moderate, what is of bitterness? By pressing, it's time for us to improve ourselves in this country. Thank you, good one, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Falodo. Really appreciate it.
Always so precise and straight to the point.
I so much like him. Let's quickly see if I can pick comments from Facebook. Agbola Sunday saying good morning, Dan Tola. Good job, keep it up. Soon come me Babatunde morning, sir. Una well done. Okay. Orugbade William. Good morning, Babas. That's your man. It has been a while. You did not get to my comments. Hey, sorry. The comments have always been much, and it's like you don't post early. That's why we've not been reading it. But you posted early today. You've gone global. Thank you. Kudos. Let me say congratulations to Christopher Alao Akala. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday was his birthday.
Dayo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Don't get so tired, Dayo.
He was one that read it too. He was one that wrote it.
Okay.
I'm not. That's why I was even careful.
Okay.
So don't. So that commercial will not come and wait for me at the door. Sulaiman Taiwo, good morning, SARS. There's no security anywhere, not even Nigeria alone. My advice for everyone is to be self-protected by taking God as our protector, not by country security. Abu Afso from Orita Naira. That's a more short too. Matthew Olalere saying these cases of kidnapping and raping in the country, federal government should take urgent steps to curtail the menace before it get out of hand. Good morning. Yes, so from Ilero. Back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Comrade Oluyole calling from Ogumosho.
Nice to have you, sir.
Yeah. I want to comment on the issue of rape.
Please go ahead.
Yesterday it happened in Edo. Today it happens in Oyo. Please, our government should speed up action to curb all this type of thing, because it is dangerous and it has no future for our younger ones.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ojewale. Really appreciate it. Akintola Jide saying good morning, Dayo and Tola. A Nigerian government should please, as a matter of urgency, respond to issues of molestation, sexual abuse, rape, and herdsmen attack the way they responded to COVID-19 pandemic. The death devices is getting too much. God save Nigeria. Dr. Jide Akintola from Ogbomoso. Thank you so much. You go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mr. Zikabola from Ogumosho.
Okay.
Yes, I want to ask about the face mask the government of the state promised that is going to share to people. We don't hear anything about it again.
Okay.
Face mask.
Yeah.
That's my question.
They've actually been distributing the face mask. I know the Commissioner for Information.
Seems someone is there.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, it's Yaka Mogadapa calling you from Ogumosho.
Okay.
Well done, guys.
Thank you so much.
You.
About the security in Nigeria here, it's only God can provide us the security. Because no policemen, the policemen on the road just collect money. They don't do their normal work where they're supposed to do. The thing wey no concern them, now they do. So instead of them to do normal checking where they're supposed to do, they will not do it. They will just asking for money. So how the these arrogant people, we don't be free. So it's only God that can provide us security.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. But how do we not get God to the man? Okay, we pray. All right. From Lola Dewale on Facebook, say good morning, Tola. Kudos to you guys. More strength in Jesus' name. Government should do something about the kidnapping and rape cases before things get out of hand. Oh, especially for women's sake now. Ọlọ́run a máa fi ìṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa, Mrs. Adewale from Ogbomoso. Olúwa ṣeun kìkì ọlá ọ̀kan láwọn Mr. TND conversation. Please, I think Senate should pass ash law. Law should not be harsh. Okay, necessary law on this raping issue. This is rampacious on the face of our leader. Good morning from Tusho. Okay, back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you, ma.
Good morning, Mr. Dayo and Mr.
Good morning, Monsura.
God will be with you.
Amen.
I want to talk about state of rating.
Okay.
Please, I want to find the very ambulance. Anybody that creates, I want to take decision, quick decision. So
wow,
I like that. Monsura, I'm on your team. Capital punishment. We are thinking the same way. Forget that he said it in Yoruba. Capital punishment. Yes, I think it has reached that level.
The former chief judge of your state once said that rapists should be castrated. That was our recommendation.
I mean, sometimes you need. I didn't want to say it so that it will not be only me, and they will not be saying what is this one saying. But thank God, Monsura has bailed the cat. Go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Grandma.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Grandma.
How are you, my people?
Fine, thank you.
Very fine, ma.
The Lord bless you real good.
Amen.
Please, about this and this, I'm greatly injured in my heart. There should be instant judgment. Immediately they are discovered, they should be killed. This is too much. The children will spend a lot of money to send to school. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so much, Grandma. Really appreciate it.
From you.
Because some people might be saying, how can you say they should kill them? Well, these cases we've been seeing in the last few days, they've not just been raping them, they've been killing them. I mean, back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Aruna from Ogbomoso.
Nice to have you.
Fine, Mr. Tola. Good morning this morning.
Amen.
You said something about the capital punishment. I think that one should be adopted. If we are not doing that, this thing will come into rampant. Please and please, let's beg our government. They should do the capital punishment based on all this raping of the thing. So well done, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aruna. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your call. Can we quickly get back to Facebook and see if we can take... Okay, here comes Kende. Kende, Tiger, can someone saying the raping issue is becoming horrendously horrific, pathetically ignorant, unsavory, unwholesome, nauseating, crankum. Anybody caught in the dastardly act should face firing squad. Okay, right.
Capital punishment.
That's it.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Chris from Guinea.
Nice to have you, Mr. Chris.
Yes, Governor Patiki and the Chief of
Your neighbors.
Let them remember what happened in some states this country where their opponents cashed in on their quarrels and became governors and senators. They should try to bring their sense because it is getting very late. Secondly, this issue of rape, I am supporting the idea of capital punishment, but they should not be killed immediately. They should be tried, being found guilty. Government should set up a court that will defend justice and not to jail, but to kill, because the Bible does not support it. That is the second. And finally, former Governor Fabio, it should be tried, because I don't know what this man wants to do with money, from governorship to senatorship to minister, and so there are so many of them here that are cheating Nigeria. So many people are sleeping under the bridge. Many cannot afford food, and very few are, using the country, in a very one down and a very bad way when people are suffering. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chris from Ikena. Sulaiman Taiwo on Facebook said, on the issue of garage control by the government, it will be a great job if successfully done. It will drastically reduce the thugs, and selling of alcohol will also be eradicated. May God continue to help our governor, GSM. Abu Afso from Orita Naira Ubomosho. Ajala Olada is saying, good morning, sir. Something needs to be done by appropriate authorities to put a stop to the rape of innocent citizens. We need to protect our women folks from these ugly incidents. Ajala Olada from Ubomosho. Kayode Olao is saying, good morning, well done, sir. So go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Dayo and Tola.
Good morning, sir.
Well, I want to talk about kidnapping and everything.
Okay. You didn't tell us your name and location, sir.
My name is Saminu Salumi from Italasu Bumosho.
Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you. I want to talk about the kidnapping and everything. It's too much in Nigeria nowadays. What I want federal government to do is immediately they arrest them, they take them to court. I want the federal government to take them, that's important. As they bail them, when they go to court now, that's what gives them chance. Please, I beg the federal government.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
That's going to stop rape every day. It's very bad in Nigeria. In olden days, we have bomber. Now, it's bomber and blah. It's very bad, though.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your call. Ismail Lukman, he said, good morning, Mr. Dayo and Tola. Please get Oye Tola for up mosque for... I'm not sure I got this. Well, he said, Ile Yoruba ko ni baje o. Okay, Fia Oshogbo. Okay. Oh, so I think he's talking about Osun State for opening up mosque and all that. Okay. Ismail Lukman, thank you so much. Really appreciate your comment on our Facebook page.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Nice to have you, sir.
All right, Prince.
God bless you.
Amen.
Now, on the issue of this important issue, I want to advise federal government to please those that involve in such illicit acts to face death by hanging. They should be given death by hanging in the children. So, because those minors and innocent deaths, they are dividing. They are destroying the future of those minors. So I want to advise the government to give them death by hanging punishment. Then, secondly, on the issue of Oluyole, the drama has just started. God bless you.
Okay. All right. So with the drama
has just started.
Wow, Prince Adelem, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate your comment. Said the drama has just started.
A season film.
All right. Olayinka Elijah on Facebook say, good morning. Our government, federal and states should please stop the politics and business of COVID-19. As much as COVID-19 might be real, I personally don't believe in the numbers we're recording every day. Our states, except Kogi and Cross River, Kogi to last 3 already, are competing on the confirmed cases as if they are scoring points in a football league. You have a point too, anyway, but COVID-19 is real. We cannot afford to downplay it.
From his body language, obviously, he doesn't seem to believe that COVID-19 is real.
It is real. It is real. Back to the phone line. Oh, we lost that call. Please do well to call back. Bolanle Areo is saying, good morning, guys. Raping and killing is becoming alarming. Please, our government should do good by declaring state of emergency. That's in line with what people are asking.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, Ajay Adomojo from Adogumosho.
Oh, nice to have you, Ajay.
Please, on the issue of dating, our advice now, federal government, take necessary punishment on it. We do complain about it, and they always hear us, but they will not take action until the thing gets out of hand. This was how the government starts, little by little, and it now gets out of hand for them to control it. Now the case of government has started, the case of raping has started again. And as that they should catch anybody that raped, they should hang the person by his feet. They should use that thing that he used to commit that thing to hang him.
Oh.
Or they should put fire under him.
Oh.
It's very, very unfair. I think the innocent children, please, they should act fast before it gets out of hand.
Thank you so much, Ajia. You asked plenty of suggestions.
They should be hung by their thing.
That thing. Fumilayo Adetoye saying good morning, Mr. Dan Tola. The Lord is your strength. Amen. Ola Bindi Bosse Alagbe. Well done, Mr. Dela. Dayo and Tola. Ismail Lukman saying good morning, Mr. Dan Tola. Okay, we got that. John Godwin. Good morning, Dayo and Tola. On the issue of security in Nigeria, I think government should fasten the seatbelt on a policing sector. Okay, let them leave the collection of money on the highway. Okay, and from Igbo smokers for them to commit more crime. Okay, I really hope I can get what you're trying to say. But anyway, John Godwin, thank you for contributing to the show. Back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Mr. Kayobe from Ogbomoso.
Nice to have you, sir.
Kayobe John from Ogbomoso.
Okay, sir.
My own comment is on the security issue.
Okay.
You know, we're supposed to know that the little food and other farm materials comes from rural areas. That is, we need to take the issue of security matters very seriously. So that this issue of invading the land of the farmers should not begin to happen in this our state or your state. Because it is actually starting from the area of killing the farmers, and we don't want it to result in invasion of farmlands. That is why I'm suggesting that the Amotekun should begin immediately so that this security issue will be handled very well. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. While we'll pick the last call for today, okay, maybe one or two more. Taufik Akim Banus on Facebook is saying good morning. Well done, Dayo and Tola. God will save this country. Amen. We have a caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, well done to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Paul by name, sir.
Okay. Okay, please go ahead briefly.
So I want to talk about the Edu issue about Oshomole and his son.
Please go ahead.
Godwin Obasanjo. The game just started. We just started watching the 4th minute of the game.
Oh.
Because when we want to elect, we want to do election last year, that's 2019. You know that such a thing happened in Imo and in Ogun State. That they say that no Godfather. Yeah, you know that now it is his own turn. He's supposed to accept it now. You know anything that you do, you too, is like an example.
Okay.
He's supposed to accept it like that. That let the governor do whatever he wants to do. Let him not do any. Let him not be involved.
Okay. All right.
And then the second one is about the issue of raping and kidnapping. That capital punishment is supposed to be taken.
Okay.
Anybody that calls in such an issue, let them just instanta. There is no any judgment, nothing. Let them just finish it down. By then, you will see anybody that wants to commit another one later will say, you will know what next judgment should be in such an issue.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr.
Well done, God bless you, sir.
Amen. Thank you. That will be our last call for today. On Facebook, Benjamin Oyedeji saying Monies Aropi should be sentenced to death immediately. They are caught from Ogbomoso. Alabi Timothy Adiola saying Timothy from Adafela Government should carry out quick trials on rapists. That's the show today. Mr. Falodun from Kumakwa Yolodo, Ojewale from Ogbomoso, Isaac Agbola from Ogbomoso, Isiaka from Ogbomoso, Iya Monsura from Ogbomoso, Grandma from Ilorin, Aruna from Odoru, also Ogbomoso, Chris from Ikene in Ogun State, Saminu Sarumi Ogbomoso, Prince Aderemi Ogbomoso, Ajia Agbomojo Wulewa Ogbomoso, Kayode John Ogbomoso, Paul from Ogbomoso. Ogbomoso will get an award on this program. Thank you so much for making it a date with us. Safalo Duga and tell your Ibadan people. Ogbomoso is meeting them. Thank you for the show. Till tomorrow, I am Dayo Ogunbowale.
And I'm Tola Teriba.
Boluaji is in the studio. There's this headline I got. Unfortunately, we couldn't take sports story. Is Alamino missing 15,000 euros. Dubious player transfer crisis rock Atland.
Yes, Atland FC.
Nigerian club.
Yes, Nigerian club.
15,000 euros.
That particular scandal has been on for a while.
Wow.
Which has actually cost so many players in that team their job, even the administrators as well. But right now, they have a new administrator who has actually been digging deep to find out what happened.
Wow.
And to bring to dig out that particular amount and then know the culprits and make sure they fit the wrath of the law. I mean, we shouldn't be talking about that. And the players are complaining that they've not been paid. I mean,
they can't be paid.
I mean, when
it's
missing. I mean, that says a lot about football. What football can bring to the economy.
Wow.
Look at the figure we are mentioning.
In Nigeria.
And if you can develop our football to that level, I'm sure we'll be talking about it as being one of the main cardinal of every government in this. I mean, look at the United Kingdom. They are trying to do everything possible to bring in, to restart the Premier League because they know how much they've lost. I mean, that's what football can actually do.
Wow. Well, more stories with Boluaji. Up next, Sport Tidbits. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Yes, it's time once again to bring you up to speed with all the happenings. Making the rounds in the beautiful world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news. And of course, exclusive interviews that you can only get on Oluyole 98.5 FM, the Trailblazers, the Pacesetters. And of course, you know that we are the pride of the nation. Boluaji Ogunbowale is here once again to bring you all the news from football to tennis to basketball. Name it, I've got to cover that this lovely Thursday morning. Quite a lot of news to drop, to hit you with this lovely day. And of course, all you need to do is just to call your friends, call everyone around. That Spotted Beat has started once again this morning. You can also reach out to your friends who are far off this state. Just tell them that they can log in on our website www.bcs.tv and click listen. You can also watch us live on Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, Oluyole 98.5 FM. On Twitter, it's at Oluyole FM. This morning, we'll be starting from Ibadan and giving you updates as far as sports and news from the state is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting from the camp of Shooting Stars Sports Football Club, where the general manager of 3SC of Ibadan, Rashid Balogun, has joined the growing list of football stakeholders kicking against the proposed premature end to the NPFL season and the outright cancellation of the lower leagues. The astute football administrator said that he hopes that the proposal that has been put in front of the NFF with the idea of no relegation, no promotion, and a fresh start to the league season be thrown into the trash bin. The chairman of the LMC, Shehu Diko, had said a few weeks ago that they are contemplating cancelling the league and organizing a Super 6 playoff. Diko, who is also the second vice president of the NFF, indicated a few weeks ago that there will be no relegation of teams from the NPFL and that fresh start to the NNL and other lower leagues are very much likely. However, Balogun, in his reaction to the proposal, described it as very, very unfair to teams that are playing in the lower leagues, including 3SC, and a plot by relegation threatened teams to keep their elite league status. The experienced football manager has argued that the following steps should not be the best option to settle the season, which has been affected by the pandemic. He said that non-relegation of teams from the NPFL and stopping teams from being promoted from the NNL will be a disservice to the Nigerian National League clubs who have spent so much in preparing for the season and have continued to pay players salaries, keeping their teams together in the process. Balogun's remark fall in line with that of the duo of Plateau United coach Abdul Kaba and that of Lobby Stars, that's Benga Ogumote. We'll just keep our fingers crossed, but some indications are showing that that won't be the case, as Amaji Marvin Pinnick, president of NFS, said a few days ago that once things resumes normally in the country, the league will also resume from male football league in Nigeria. Let's talk about the Nigerian Women Football League, where the chairperson of the Nigerian Women Football League, Aisha Falode, has outlined different scenarios on the return of the Women Football League in the country. Let's quickly listen to Aisha Falode discussing all the scenarios that have been put in place to make sure that the Nigerian Women League resumes as soon as possible.
Different scenarios. If COVID lasts longer than envisaged, what are you going to, how are you going to restart the league, the different leagues when the ban is eventually lifted? For us as NWFL, we look at the different scenarios. For the NWPL, that is the Premiership, our top flight of the three leagues that we run now. Remember, we have the Premiership, we have the Nationwide, and we have the Championship, which is the youth league or the amateur, as it's called. For the Premiership, that we have run abridged league since we started this board started. And that is in part because we do not have the funds, we do not have the investment to play a straight league that should give us like 36 weeks to complete our season. But for the abridged league that we run, we divide our 16 teams in the Premiership into two groups, A and B. A and B, you play 8 matches per week for the two groups. No, 18 matches per week. And that in a season, we will have 112 matches. And these matches, season will last for 16 weeks. 16 weeks being 4 plus 4, 8, that's 2 months plus another 4, that's 16. 3 months, we will finish the league. But if COVID persists longer than we envisage, we can still further divide these two groups into another 2. In other words, we will have 4 groups. These 4 groups will then play a total number of 12 matches per week. We will have 6 weeks of our season, and then we'll play 48 matches in total. And not forgetting that we still have a week to add to this number of weeks to complete our season by playing the Super 4.
listen to Aisha Falode, the chairperson of Nigeria Women Football League, explaining and outlining the different scenarios on the return of Women Football League in Nigeria. As we move on this lovely morning, let me inform you also that it's about to go down. Yes, in Ibadan today at 10 a.m. And don't forget, you heard it first on Saturday Breakfast Sports on BCS Television on Saturday and on Spotted Beat on Monday that the government of Oyo State, led by Engineer Sheyi Makinde, is set to reward the 2018 National Sport Festival medalist who did Oyo State proud at that particular festival and were promised a certain financial reward. But of course, that reward was actually not fulfilled under the last administration. And this morning at 10 a.m. at the Lagos Salami Stadium, yes, the Commissioner on Youth and Sports in Oyo State, Honorable Sean Fakore, is set to reward all of them, all of the medalists at the 2018 festival. We say kudos and of course a big thank you to the government of the state for this big one. Well, we'll be at the Lagos Salami Stadium to witness all of that. Moving on this morning, Super Eagles coach Kenneth Rowe has handed his new assistant Joseph Yobo the task of scouting for talented players for the Super Eagles from the Nigerian Professional Football League. Remember that Yobo replaced Mama Amakpakabo as assistant to the Franco-German in February. Rowe also drew up a plan for his backroom staff to monitor the Eagles players in Europe during a video conference held a few days ago. Well, in case you don't know all the coaching, his coaching crew, let me just take you through them one after the other. Kenneth Rowe's video analyst is Nabil Trebelsi. His fitness coach is Jean-Luc Roya. Tunde Adelakun is chief scout, while Joseph Yobo is the assistant coach. Alayago is the goalkeeper coach. Ibrahim Guerrana is the team doctor, while Anemeka Anozie is the team physio. And Kenneth Rowe, as stated, has taught each and every one of them how he wants them to work. It says that since Joseph Yobo resides in Lagos, he has been tasked with the responsibility of scouting players in the Nigerian Professional Football League. He also said that Trabelsi, who is based in Germany, is to monitor Nigerian players playing in the Bundesliga, while Jean-Luc Roya, who is also in Europe, will be scouting on players in the French League and in the Belgian League, while his assistant Adelakun, who is also in Nigeria, will also be scouting on players scattered across Europe. And Yobo has also vowed to work with Kenneth Rowe to make sure that the national team becomes a force to reckon with, not just in Africa but in the global space as well. Moving on this morning, Nigerian swimmer Philip Adejumo has promised to give back to the society by setting up a swimming foundation in Nigeria in order to discover and develop the sport in the country, and with the aim of seeing his records broken by the younger ones. Philip said this while featuring on BCS TV's flagship sport program on Monday as fans forum from his base in America via Skype. Let's listen to Philip Adejumo this morning.
Yeah, I do. I've been talking to different clubs in Nigeria about trying to hold swimming clinics in Nigeria so that I can teach the next generation physically, one-on-one and in person. Wow. I'm trying to do whatever I can so that by the time I'm older, by the time I'm 40, 50, or 60, I see more Nigerians doing exactly what I'm doing. My prayer is that all the records that I set today or now are broken soon. I want my records to be broken because that means that the country is developing.
Welcome back. That was Philip Adejumo, Nigerian swimmer, who is actually the fastest swimmer in Nigeria in the 100-meter freestyle and in the butterfly event. Moving on this morning, let's talk football. We're in the Bundesliga. We witnessed a game yesterday as Stefan Isanka scored twice as entering Frankfurt cruised to a 3-0 win at relegation-threatened Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga. Andres Silva also scored his 4th goal in 5 games as the visitors moved up to 11th place in the table, while second bottom Bremen remain 3 points from safety. Still in the world of football this morning, Premier League clubs will once again meet today to discuss But the best way to actually win the Premier League season, already know that is set to kickstart on the 17th of June, and they are looking to actually discuss every possibility that might actually occur. Moving on, say in the Premier League this morning, Tottenham have had one positive coronavirus result in the latest round of testing by the Premier League. That person will now self-isolate for 7 days, and Tottenham have said that they will not reveal the name due to medical confidentiality. Moving to Everton, where Everton have offered left back Leighton Baines a 1-year extension to his current contract. The 35-year-old, who has 30 England caps, have been at the club since 2007 when he joined from Wigan Athletics for just £6 million. The new deal would allow Baines to conclude his career at a club for whom he has made 417 appearances. Moving to Watford this morning, Watford captain Troy Deeney has trained for the first time since a suspension of the Premier League in March due to the pandemic. Deeney initially opted against a return last month because of his concerns about player safety and the welfare of his 5-month-old son, who is battling breathing difficulties. But he revealed last week his intentions to resume training at the club after holding positive talks with Professor Jonathan Van Tem, England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer. The Hornets keeper missed training on Tuesday session, but yesterday he was actually back in a training. Moving on to the Emirates this lovely morning, where Arsenal are reportedly ready to keep unsettled striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang until the end of his current contract, instead of selling him for a knockdown price. Aubameyang, who will now turn 31 this month, and his current contract, worth about £200,000 a week, expires at the end of next season, and there have been no talks on extending his deal. But Arsenal will not be forced into selling the Gabonese striker, but to avoid the risk of losing him for nothing next year. Head of football Rollo Sanheli declared that no player will be allowed to run down his contract after Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere and Danny Welbeck all left the club as a free agent. Moving on to the second tier of football in England, and that's the Championship, where 9 players at 6 Championship clubs have tested positive for COVID-19 in the latest round of testing. Preston and Sheffield Wednesday have confirmed that they each have one person who returned a positive test. It comes after 10 positive tests in England's second tier and 7 in the League 2 on a Saturday. Moving to Spain this morning, the Spanish footballer will return a day earlier than planned when the second half of a second division match, which was abandoned because of offensive chanting, is played on the 10th of June. Rayo Vallecano's fans chanted that Alba Celeste Roman Zozuya was a Nazi during their match on the 15th of December. It was goalless when the match was abandoned at halftime. La Liga will resume on the 11th of June, while the Segunda Division will properly restart the following day. Ukraine forward Zozuya joined Rayo on loan in 2017, but the deal was cancelled after some fans said the town was not a place for Nazis. He was always denied links with far-right groups. Moving on to Germany this morning, Borussia Dortmund forward Jadon Sancho and other Bundesliga players will face no disciplinary action after they made anti-racism statements during matches last weekend. England international Sancho unveiled a Justice for George Floyd t-shirt after scoring against Paderborn. Floyd, an unnamed black man, died while being restrained by a white police officer on the 25th of May. Protests have been held across the United States and globally. Moving to Turkey this morning, where Turkey's Trabzonspor have been given a 1-season ban from European football over financial fair play breaches. UEFA said the Super League leaders have failed to meet an agreement that was reached in 2016 when the club were found to have breached the rules. The ban will apply if they qualify for Europe next season or in 2021-2022 season, but will not be implemented after that particular one. And of course, let's end the show this morning with the Funke Oshonaike series. And this time around, he'll be talking to us about an event that happened a few years ago. He was 7 months pregnant and still won medals for Nigeria. Why would a lady take that kind of risk? Let's listen to veteran table tennis player Funke Oshonaike.
You know, I'm an African woman and I'm in Nigeria. You know, there's something to culture where I come from. I remember that a long time ago, one of my seniors, you know, she was pregnant and she was playing table tennis. You know, she was pregnant and she was disqualified because of that. You know, the system, I'm talking not in Nigeria. But when I got here, I saw one of my teammates playing table tennis with a 7-month-old pregnant. I was shocked too. But today, it was like a normal thing. So when I got pregnant too, I was very strong too. So I supposed to play my league, my kids, and first month, second month, third month. I was actually enjoying it. These people are not a good players. So believe me, honestly, as long as the doctor tells you are okay to do sports while you are pregnant, which a lot of women are doing nowadays.
Thank you, Funke.
Keep doing it.
Well, on that note, I must say big thank you to everyone who's in part of today's show. Yes, thank you. Yes, we have to go this morning to return tomorrow morning, same time, same station. Till then, do have a lovely day. My name is Boluaji Ogumola. Stay safe.
It's 10 minutes to 8 and you're still on to Oluyole 98.5 FM, and of course you're welcome to Commercial Belt.
láàrin ọdún kan ọwọ́jà àṣírí gómìnà ti tàn ká kọ̀rọ̀kọ́ndù ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ títọ́ lórí tẹlẹ̀mù ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí sì nímọ̀ lára ìdàgbàsókè ìlọsíwájú àti ìrónilágbára láàrin ìlú. wàyí o ó wá tó àkókò láti mẹ ẹ̀rọ kan yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí Ọlọ́run kọ́ kọ́kọ́rọ́ ìṣàkóso ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lé lọ́wọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà ẹnjìníà Ṣèyí Mákindé ṣe ń tu àwọn iṣẹ́ ìríjú rẹ̀ láàrin ọdún kan lẹ́sẹẹsẹ. ẹ̀yin ènìyàn àtàtà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti wá ní àǹfààní láti bá gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ nípasẹ̀ àwọn ojú òpó ìkànsára ẹni ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí lórí bí ìṣàkóso tó wà lóde báyìí bí yóò tún sì lè sìn yín sí dáadáa àti mímú àlá àti mú ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ wà ní ipò aṣíwájú nínú ìdálé iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ ìdàgbàsókè àwùjọ àti ètò ọrọ̀ ajé nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà ṣẹ. èyí làwọn ojú òpó ìpè tẹ́tí lè fi ẹ̀rọ ọkàn yín hàn 0813-620-3628 0810-395-6078 0808-654-6155.